Okay, so it's the day before Thanksgiving, and we were going to fly down to San Antonio to spend Thanksgiving with my brother and his wife. And we on the way, actually this morning, I had to get my nail repaired. So I had to get this nail, my index finger on both hands repaired today. And I asked for butternut squash and they gave me butternut squash, but it's not actually the color that the other nails are. So I think that the other place I went to, their butternut squash is mislabeled. Anyway, so my mother-in-law said she woke up with fever. So I called my brother and said, Melissa's got fever. I don't have symptoms, so what do you think? And he was comfortable with us still coming. So we get to the airport and go, do everything, parking, long-term parking, and go through security. And as soon as I get through security, which took an inordinate amount of time. First of all, there was barely anybody at the airport, but it took so long to get through security. I guess because they had time. I don't know. But as soon as I get through, I see my sister-in-law says that she had a positive rapid test. So when I get back with my husband, he's like, so what do we do now? And I went in the bathroom and called my brother. And I was like, I think we're just not going to come because, it's risk. Like we're taking risk and I understand that. I accepted that. But at this point, it would be like a higher level of risk, like an increased probability that we are a threat to others. So it was pretty easy for me to say we're not coming. Plus, I was already worried about bringing COVID to other people. So this kind of like felt like a bit of a relief to have it off the table because I could get down there and see people and then find out I'm sick when I get home. And, everybody took their own risk and that was the risk, but I still feel really stressed out about that. But at this point, the only person I've talked to besides my family was the person who took our pictures. We had a conversation afterwards. So we did family pictures this weekend. But anyway, so I said that I was fine not coming, but we wanted to talk to the gate. And I went up to the desk and she was like, yeah, you can't go. And so they got our bags off and we're back home. Kind of a crazy story. My son was crushed because we got him all hyped up about wearing his mask and face shield, telling him he was going to be an astronaut.
Up where the stars.
What stars in it?
Up where the sun.
Yeah.
You gotta have your mask on. Put it back on for you. Okay, I'll put it back on for you. Astronauts. 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 Astronauts.
He really wanted to go on the plane. He was very excited. He's already been on a plane twice, but now he's older and like knows what a plane is. So he was really excited and we got back home. He said, I don't want to go back home. Fortunately, my mom will be with us, I guess, quasi-quarantining for the next 5 days. So hopefully she can fix his attitude. So I know she's very worried about it. I just accept that he's a 2-year-old. But my husband was pretty bummed out and my mom's bummed out because obviously she wants to see her son. And he just built a house. So we're excited to see that. But I just feel like, it kind of is what it is. Nothing's guaranteed to us at this point anyway. Like everything that's not nothing is a bonus. So, yeah. Fortunately, everybody was already going to be off work. So my husband, if we don't develop symptoms, may just have to take off on Monday or Sunday in addition to right now. But I typically have symptoms when there are no symptoms to be had. So I'm like, I expect to have symptoms. every time I have an event, I have some foreign set of symptoms that aren't, it's like my throat feels funny. And I'll have like a stuffy nose, and it's never anything. And it goes away as soon as whatever it is over. Like I had it when we were supposed to meet another family at a pool for Labor Day. I had it when we went to a wedding. I had it something else. I've experienced this at least 4 times during this quarantine. I also think that one of the reasons I've gotten sick more during the quarantine than all of last year. I think I need that extra exposure. And I've gotten sick more since I lived in Missouri than before. And I think it's because in North Carolina, I went to CrossFit and I don't go to CrossFit here. So I'm not getting those germs. I was washing my husband's water bottle out the other day, which had mold at the top. And we always joke that that's why he's not sick. But what if it is why he's not sick? What if I'm too clean? I have too limited exposure. And that's why my immunity is not what it once was. I don't know. My son doesn't get sick as much as I do this year. And probably because he's still gross, because, he's a 2-year-old. But anyway, this will help me because now I have more time to try to figure out how to do the gift cards on Squarespace, which is what our website is hosted on. Sorry, switching to business conversation. And I wanted to wear a t-shirt when I do our lives and stuff, but I couldn't get that done yesterday. I couldn't make the t-shirt. So now I'll have time to make the t-shirt and just be like more intentional about marketing for our Black Friday deals. I need to post today, and all that stuff just probably would not have happened if I were traveling. So I'm going to try to get that done, and I'm going to rest and drink water and eat garlic and see what happens. As much as people are typically fine with coronavirus, and I expect to be fine, I still feel a little scared right now because it's so unpredictable. My mom has lupus, and I asked her something. I said something about it, and she was like, she doesn't think she's going to get it. And she was like, if I get it, I'm not going to make it through it, which was like, okay, kind of, okay. Like, she seems kind of cavalier about the virus. So I was surprised to hear her say that, but that's a reality. I'm interjecting to say that the reason my mom is not concerned about getting it, even though she doesn't think she would survive it, is because she takes hydrochloroquine or hydroxychloroquine, whatever it is, because of her lupus. A friend from my hometown, who my mom used to braid her hair, her mom passed this weekend from coronavirus, and she's my age. I may have mentioned that yesterday. But anyway, so it's a very real threat. And it's not like a cold where you don't usually hear about people dying from a cold unless they have HIV or something, when somebody, that's something I've heard a lot that's been weird, like, oh, he had HIV, he died from pneumonia, which isn't a cold. But with coronavirus, it's like some people have no symptoms and then people are dying. So I'm just going to try to stay grounded and just focus on trying to make some money on Black Friday. But I thought that you might find it interesting that I got all the way to the gate and didn't get to get on the flight. We will get a credit for the flight, which is cool. Hopefully we can go down when COVID is less of a factor. My brother's a pharmacist, so he said that he should get the first round of vaccines, which is cool. And hopefully I can lose some weight before I see him because I feel fat. I don't want to say I feel fat. I feel wide, which just isn't typically me. So I would like to change that so that, I just want to change that. The last time I saw my brother was at his wedding in Mexico. And so a lot has happened. And it's not like I'm worried about my brother judging me. I just it's kind of a good marker, you know, like a good checkpoint. I don't want my weight and my lack of discipline to get out of control. That's what I'm concerned about. I love being disciplined. I love it so much. And I do not have that in my life. So that's an opportunity I have to not, and also my brother has recently lost over 100 pounds and he's like a gym rat now. He's not a gym rat, but he works out a lot. He's very healthy, completely changed his body. And it's like he became that when I stopped being that. So I kind of want to like relate to him on that in a more real way, not just in theory, but like in reality. So that's me. That's my November 25th. Happy Thanksgiving.